So today we're going to begin with the second story. Um, and I believe this will be taking place um, in probably in 1930s during World War II. And so let's we're going to jump right in. Um, this is obviously I actually played this sitting through. I had some technical difficulties because I recorded and I was playing, and then I realized after I finished playing the second episode that I was not recording at all. And so I actually um had to record it again. So what you're gonna be watching is me re-recording the session. So yeah, so I apologize for that. And so this happens. Obviously this happens to a lot of people, but yeah, so enjoy this walkthrough. I don't know when the next episode will come up, but yeah, so enjoy.
You splattered paint everywhere, Dad. That's Jakob's blue backpack. There's lots of room in here for all the wonderful souvenirs I find.
This was Kolya's story that we did in the previous episode. That was the first story we covered, and I think Kolya was the East Berlin Wall, and then he was sending airplanes to Lou, who was in the West Berlin Wall. So that was pretty cool.
Kolya and his paper plane.
Oh, we can go back to that. I don't know what I the time capsule.
Your paint's drying up, Dad.
This is still locked.
Dad, can I have some apple soda?
I think we're back to modern day because it's a 2020. Pick up baton, examine.
Don't hurt yourself.
Yeah, I'll be careful.
The
Why
cool
would
design.
anyone need this much space?
It's more for rich people.
Too bad. Can we be rich someday too?
I'm sure you can.
You'll have to renovate a lot of apartments for that.
Huh?
Can I paint something like this in my room too?
Is that?
I think that skull's pretty creepy.
Little dinosaur.
This old mattress is gross.
Fuck that police. Police. More cans here. Level. We're gonna be working in that room.
Whoa.
Adventure will be in that room. I think maybe I'm going further ahead. So let's just stick to being in that room, I guess, for now. I aim. Whatever. Up with that. Can we do like this? Classic is like a smiley face I got. You know what I recall in high school I got to do a few cool things. I got to do like a mural outside of my school. Actually got to do a few murals on the school ground, but one of them actually was spray painting. which was pretty cool that the school allowed us do that outside. Yeah, I didn't think that was possible. And I remember when we were doing them, um, people were like, "Do the facing
Down
school
with the old
property,"
wallpaper.
and I was like, "It was during school hours, so we're outside
That's
doing
a
that."
funny mark.
Oh, I forgot to speak to him. I don't want-
Come on, help me here a little. You're just standing around.
If I have to.
You could hammer off the old tiles, or even better, could you look for my screwdriver? You'll need a hammer for the tiles, and you'll just need patience and sharp eyes for the screwdriver.
Okay.
You're asking for a lot, buddy. So we did the okay. We did the wallpaper. I wanted to use this though. Can I? I'll just put it back. I just wanted to use it. So he. What am I supposed to do again?
What did that say? Break the tiles or look for the screwdriver?
Break the tile. Look for the screwdriver.
The fridge is stinky, Dad. Why didn't they take their furniture with them? I won't get very far here without a hammer. I want to hammer something.
Tiles. Hammer the
Hmm?
I hope she's wearing protective gear.
Secret hidey hole. Puzzle for attentive seekers. Dad, I found something. Dad? Puzzle for attentive seekers. Puzzle for attentive seekers. Puzzle for attentive seekers.
We have to break.
Dad, come quickly. Dad,
1933.
look, a photo. I found it. There's a year on it. 1933.
That's interesting. I think only very few people had cameras back then.
So, a photographer hid it here.
Yeah, maybe. But 1933? That wasn't a good time.
Right, that wasn't.
Huh? How come? They had enormous apartments.
1933 wasn't like any other year in Germany.
Tell me.
It'll take a while.
That doesn't matter, Dad.
This suitcase, 1933.
I will miss you, my little friend. You know that I am a man of few words. Go, you are free. Go on now. The sun shines the same on rich and poor. That's the ticket. Have adventures. Make new friends. The world is your oyster. I will leave your door open, and you can leave whenever you want. How does that sound? The telephone. That must be Esther.
So if his name is Josef, I'm going to assume that he is of Jewish descent or that he is a Jew, in fact. And if we're Germany and it's 1930s, it is not the best of times. And I think in the demo when Esther had rung us, we were actually in our office. So this time we're in the kitchen, so that's the difference there. And that's where I actually stopped in the demo.
Yes,
So I don't know
yes,
anything
I'm
that
coming.
happens after this call.
This old man's not
And
as spry
so
as he used to be.
it looks like we're using a cane to walk. So beyond this call, I have no clue what happens.
Josef,
Esther
I'm on my way now. Once I arrive, come down to the street when I sound my horn.
must be. Really, I am old, Esther, and I do not feel like making such a long journey.
I know, Josef. For a puzzle like you, it is a trek. Take your time. I will be waiting. Have you packed yet?
I really don't know what I should pack, Esther.
Do not worry, Josef. We made a list together, remember? It should be next to the telephone.
Yes, I have it here. Thank you, Esther. What would I do without you?
Pack your things. Until then, Josef.
Warm jacket, passport, lucky shoes, grandfather's pocket watch, razor, journal, and maybe my treasured camera. Where should I even begin? When I moved in here, having a telephone was something quite special.
Oh,
Whoever
my phone.
moves in after me will certainly be happy to
I
have
think
it.
we have one of those
This
when I was
little
younger.
book holds the telephone numbers of my friends and acquaintances.
Address
So
book.
many of them have already left.
I had one of those when I was young.
Uncle Benjamin, with the twins. A shame we lost contact with each other. My parents on their wedding day. I am glad that they don't have to experience any of what's going on here. A landscape by a painter who was always sitting on the bridge. What became of him? I haven't seen him for a while.
So I think around this time, a lot of people were already seems like from what he's saying, we're already traveling, and obviously that was already happening. We're already leaving Germany, and so a lot of we're deciding. A lot were going to France, but a lot of others were going to different like neutral um countries like Switzerland, Sweden, Spain, Portugal. Obviously, France ended up being in the war. There were a lot of Jews also in Poland, Austria, which I believe um, were caught up in the war as well. So yeah,
For 65 years, I had no problem sleeping, and yet I have had many sleepless nights over the last few weeks. I should have replaced these pictures long ago. Now I no longer care. I have still dozens in the cellar, and they all look similar. Oh, the telephone? Is that Esther again?
I don't
I
find it.
found this picture in a thrift store. A lot of memories, but I can't take them all with me. The city dwellers cannot see the horizon, just the next row of houses. If I had been able to look further, I probably would have left years ago. Man plants, God laugh, Amos.
The jacket.
This is it, my favorite jacket. Look, the badge from my old employer is still here. It's been an eternity.
Seems like an awful job. Okay. And look at the stack of papers on the right side. Mm, that's yeah, 25 years of work. I'm ready for something new. I think I would be too at that point. Mobilier, that's real estate. Also, he purchased a theater. That old theater looks beautiful. Or knife deck.
jacket for cold days. Who knows where this journey will take us? I am still missing a few items
Something.
from the list.
We're gonna stick to sort of finishing one side of the room before we one side of the place before we head to the bedroom is done.
A living room,
Our
a
office.
workshop, and a study. A lone wolf's apartment. That has never bothered me. I like being alone. The
Pretty.
cabinet of Dr. Caligari. To me, it feels like the darkness is taking over the canvas. All
I love
quiet on the
seeing old
Western Front. Playing
posters.
this movie was a risk, but I did it anyway, even if there was a massive outcry. The cabinet of Dr. Caligari. Whether the frame story of the film is actually for or against the trust in authority will always be a puzzle to me. Ariane, a Russian girl by Claude Anne. The adventurous Ariane leads a wild life beyond virtue. Men fall at her feet. She meets Constantine, and both of them try to stop falling in love with each other. Unsuccessfully, I can say that much. I always said to Esther that romance novels keep me young. But this has to stay here.
It looks like a movie theater may have been
Der
successful.
Raubmord am Spandauer Schifffahrtskanal bei Berlin. One of the first movies that wanted to tell a story instead of just reflecting reality. A Woman of Paris. Everyone expected another comedy from Chaplin, and then he came out with this deep melodrama. Audiences weren't grateful, unfortunately, so I had to stop showing it much too early. Blonde Venus. The movie is no masterpiece, but La Dietrich wears a gorilla costume, which is something I certainly won't forget. A young writer sent me this screenplay. I liked him, but the script was, well, never mind. It is terrible, but his passion for writing impressed me. Leaving the accounts behind won't be too difficult a decision. Nobody needs this paper anymore. The Trial by Franz Kafka. I once met Kafka at a Skanischer Hofhotel, and I wanted him to sign my book. Well, it didn't seem like a good time. Sometimes it's better not to meet your idols.
I think the most famous book or the book that everyone has read by Franz Kafka is Metamorphosis, if
The
I'm not
Road
mistaken.
Back by Erich Maria
I've also
Remarque.
read
Soldiers try to return
that
home
I
after the
understood it
Great
back
War.
then. Probably still.
Luckily, I
I don't
was
think I
already
remember
so old back then that I was spared
the
any
story.
of that.
Careful.
This was shortly after its
I
opening.
feel like there will be something.
Esther, Lucien, and the boys from the block. Everybody pitched in.
That his family?
Metropolis. A vision of the future is something only movies can provide.
That looks like the view. Potentially. It is.
These are spreading faster than the Spanish flu. The SR hoodlums have been in the neighborhood a lot of late. They are becoming more violent. There it was.
Oh, that's
My
the
cinema.
cinema.
Just this side of it is still difficult to bear even now.
Oh, so remember in the first story, set in 1989 with Kolya and Lou. So Kolya was in this side, in the East Berlin, and I think there was like a TV tower or radio tower here, and then the wall was here, and Lou was in this apartment if I'm not mistaken, and they had reference a cinema that was out of an old one, so that was his. So this is pretty cool that we're getting like a flashback, and the church tower is still here. So pretty cool that we are going back in time, seeing what was um, things that are still remaining, and and who
A
owned them,
tidy
I
desk is
guess.
a desk that isn't being worked
Oh,
at. A
the
fake button, just like in the adventure novels. A clenchy trick for an alten cracker. Ah, there it is. My
a
passport.
passport.
Yes. And the contracts and folder for the Minerva Spiel.
Is that for
I
his
still remember
cinema?
the day when I first held them in my hands.
Out of memory? Oh, this is when he first bought it. Funny, I can do my own thing here. Pretty cool. And so the former theater becomes a cinema, modern times. Okay, so we've got that bit. Put this.
The keys to the cinema are inside. I don't know why, but I don't want to leave them behind. Let's see how far I get with my passport.
What is this? This looks like potentially like something goes in it. I
What's
don't know.
the next item on the list?
Is there anything else on that side of the room that we haven't looked at? Oh, there's a room still here. Have we found our shoes? Oh,
She cannot hear me. I've barely moved. Miss Harriman. She doesn't say hello anymore.
so she
But
was
she's not above
also.
that sort of thing. My lucky shoes could be in there, but I can't reach.
Because you're your neighbor.
My lucky shoes. Old shoes are always the most comfortable to wear, though they could do with some new soles.
I think Hercule Poirot would agree. So Hercule Poirot is one of my favorite literature character, I guess you call it. Obviously, if you know any old detective stories, if you're a fan of them, you would know that character. It's written by Agatha Christie, Belgian detective. Those are the shoes that he wore all the time, and he called them his old leather leather shoes. And he's always shiny. And fun fact, he did volunteer to join the war because he was a Belgian police officer. And then he, in the story of the original stories, and also I think it's part of this. It's mentioned in the TV shows if you ever watched it. Um, there's a brief time. I think it's which story is that? I think it's when he first meet what's his name is the captain. I'm forgetting the character's name now. Um, but it's I think it's their first case together when they first meet. And he mentioned that he had volunteered for the war, and so this war, World War II, and um, so that's a pretty cool for me. It's obviously not a reference, but it's a reference for me. Everyone likes to go to the movies. What a grand opening! It's cool. The neighborhood loves my place, so it looks like it was a successful lunch. Yeah, so we found his shoes. Them
I'm
here.
taking my lucky shoes with me. I'm going to need some luck.
Yeah, I think that worked.
All right, what's next?
What do we have here still? We are missing his pocket watch, razor, journal, and camera. Razor, journal, and camera. There was okay. This room right across we haven't looked at yet. I don't like the fact that that woman downstairs
How many hours have I
not
spent here in
liking
the
me at
workshop?
all.
For nothing.
Um,
I have always enjoyed repairing things
I think the
myself, though.
camera's right there, but it looks like every time we pick something,
Such a mess.
it stops. So, um, if we want to interact with anything, we need
These
to
contracts are
do that
worthless
first.
now.
Find out anything.
Paperwork. I'm not taking this.
A funny thing is, I'm also gonna be. I also have to pack.
I probably won't be needing this.
Right after this, as I will be spending a week away. So, um,
The Great Train Robbery by Edwin S. Porter. I love imported movies from America. 11 minutes of pure excitement.
pick up
Oh,
this,
look.
and
I
then we'll
shouldn't
come back.
forget this lovely item. There's even some film still left inside. Maybe I can take a picture with it. One last shot. What will I photograph?
Down.
Wonderful. I'll develop the image once I've set up my laboratory somewhere.
Oh, doesn't bring us back. Okay, cool. What has happened in the last one? So I guess not this
The
one.
first movies were documentaries. The Lumiere brothers, of course, the Skladanovskys, William Dixon. For me, though, there's one person who changed everything. Georges Méliès. He was the first person who understood the power of film. He told stories and transported us to another world.
Every time I hear Lumière, I think of Clair Obscur, which obviously anybody who's been on this planet in this year, and who's a gamer has heard about Clair Obscur, and I know they've gotten a couple awards, which they deserve. Usually, I think the actress who played Mayel, and I know I don't know if they won. I'm sure they should have won something for the soundtrack because it was like I don't know out of this world. And so,
I was able to save the projector from the fire.
uh, yeah, it was incredible, absolutely incredible.
Die große Wette. This fantastic movie plays out in the distant future, the year 2000. It features the great Harry Peel as the Electric Man. What will the world look like in the year 2000? I will always remember the combination 1st of December 1895. And then 12 counterclockwise. I actually just wanted to impress a girl. Then 18 clockwise. It may have had an unhappy back. And then 95 counterclockwise. But the evening will all be
Oh, okay, watch.
grandfather's pocket watch. The watch stopped on the morning of Black Thursday.
Hmm.
It was truly a crazy coincidence. The coil spring snapped.
Like that's
But
probably
it can
everything
surely be
just like
repaired again.
exploded. Market crash without money going to the movies is not the priority. He, Josef slightly reminds me of, I mean, loosely, just loosely, it's just because he's also an artist. He reminds me of The Pianist. I don't know if anyone has read the book or has watched the movie, but in The Pianist, I think you can probably still find the movie on Netflix potentially. I think it used to be on Netflix. Um, it's a story of this guy who I don't like how this is actually. I think there's a better way to do it. Obviously, it's a Jew during the World War II. Actually had to write a whole thesis about. I was um I was in grad school for psychology. We had um, I had to write a character analysis
Done.
on him,
Not much is
I
left on my
think,
list.
or I don't know if it was him was on another character, but I had to watch the movie and read the book, write a character analysis of some sort. Okay, what else we're missing? It's a razor and a journal. I think we're done with this side of the room. Are we missing anything? Oh, we haven't really
A
looked
little
at.
glass of wine here after the last screening. Something I held sacred. The end of a good day.
I'm sure there's a lot of things that I've missed that I haven't interacted with, and it's simply because like I mentioned, I am need to pack, and so I am rushing. So
Oui,
I
c'est du fait.
apologize, and I also need to catch a game. Um, I'm a soccer fan, Arsenal here, and so I have priorities beyond just playing this
My
game.
father
So
as a young man. My first cinema ticket. It was
oh,
Der
didn't we see something?
Raubmord
A
bei blauer
slip
Schifffahrtskanal
of
in
this
1896,
in the
the
safe.
Edison Theater on Friedrichstraße. I knew straight away that that was the life for me.
Pretty cool.
My second home before the fire.
So we were in the kitchen at some point, and I don't think I interacted with
The
anything in the
kitchen was
kitchen.
all. Not again.
Neighbor, Miss Harman. Okay,
I should hurry.
that's not a good sign.
The ice in the fridge will quickly melt.
The fact that she threatened me, it's gonna happen, right? It's not just threat, it's actually gonna happen. So we should probably hurry and finish packing. And I'm gonna close this window. Sorry, little bird. I know I said earlier today that like I would leave it open, but let's. I'm just gonna try to find my stuff. There it is.
I no longer have any idea what these keys unlock.
So it should
But
be
you
a
don't throw keys
gold
away.
key.
So I've collected. This is not the right key. The key fits.
Perfect. We've got
My
our
old
journal.
journal. I stopped writing in it after this entry. The most painful day of my life.
Is this potentially when this thing burn? When the cinema burn down? Oh, that's sad. Let's just extend it there. I guess if it was today's day and age, people will have their phone. Help, please help. Why would no one come to my aid? I wonder if it was intentional. If somebody actually sets fire. Maybe it's something we'll find out. I have no choice but to leave. Probably not, because then I think the story is only about people who live in this apartment, so probably not.
I should continue to write
So
in
we're
my
just missing the
journal to
razor, I believe,
document my travels.
right?
Just a few items left.
Yeah, let's get our razor and get out of here before Miss Herman call the police on us. You know?
For the longest time, I have wanted to take on this door. It has become stiffer and stiffer since I have lived here, and at some point, it won't be able to be opened at all. The only joy of leaving things behind is that you also leave behind your unfinished
Yusuf,
projects.
I think
I'm still
you
missing my
talking a bit too
razor.
much. We
It
have to
must
hurry,
be in the
buddy.
bathroom. You can't see much in the red light, but it protects the sensitive film.
Oh, that's what we look like.
Oh, Josef, you're not getting any younger.
You've gotten very old. That's a razor.
You can always use a razor, no matter where you go. Here, look, I had completely forgotten. This photograph is from the Great Depression. I had come up with a few things to give people their cinema experience. Movies are especially important when people are going through hard times.
I think that's true for any type of art. I think if you look back into any point in history when um something anytime when we experience something harsh for its wartime or turmoil, any sort of turmoil, there was always art always boomed, whether it's to music, pictures, by pictures I mean theater, movie theater, or actual plays, painting, architecture. Those architect people who are architects will understand this. If you could look at the history in architecture history in Italy and Spain, um, how the change that happens there is deeply related to the political um, time there, especially with religion and all that stuff. So um, that always happens. So that's always the case.
I must find the razor in the dark room. In other words, my bathroom.
Prices or not, I want people to enjoy the movies. Everyone can pay in kind. Oh, so that was our safe. What? Oh, was in no safe still. Together, we're getting back on our feet. Okay.
A
Okay.
good day starts with a good shave. Hmm?
What is that? What is that? Oh goodness
Oh,
gracious! Not a good sign. Mm-mm. Who threw that? I wonder. How did they know? How
they're
did they
after
know?
me.
Can we
I have
pick
to
that
get
up?
out of. I shouldn't bring this. It takes up far
You
too
you
much space.
think,
Or
buddy?
maybe I should.
All right,
No,
we
that
gotta
would
go.
be
We gotta jet
absurd.
out of here. Gotta jet out of here. Barely run. I think it's shift to run to like or walk faster in this case. I think that's Esther.
Esther, that
Let's grab
must
our
be her.
hat.
Hopefully no one noticed. Let's go quickly.
Oh,
Mr. Liebermann, Sturmabteilung,
so our name is
auxiliary
Josef
police.
Lieberman.
Your neighbor has complained about the constant disturbance of the peace. Open the
What's it?
door.
I was just walking in my
I can't
apartment.
get
What do you
around
mean?
that.
What's
It's
the
crap.
disturbance on the peace?
I must take the back exit.
Oh, wait. That's a
Quick, let's get out of here.
This is so
Move
slow.
faster, Josef, before they break the door down.
You telling me? You telling me?
That's that. Goodbye, my old apartment. Or farewell.
I haven't seen anyone with like less urgency than Yosef. That was a very sad story. I mean, any story about the Holocaust is sad, obviously. Hmm. This thing's real
Did
bad.
Joseph make it in the end?
Joseph made it. He traveled all the way to Paris with Esther. He then later migrated to the United States on the trail of Hollywood movie stars.
It wasn't so much space in the suitcase anyway. Too bad he didn't have a bigger one. Thankfully, those times are over.
That's the picture I took.
And now we have been chatting for ages. I need to get back to work.
Look here, Dad. Dad? Wow, that must have belonged to Bismarck the bird. Or the great.